All right, what up, everybody? It's your boy Akeem. Welcome to today's second blog. Here to give you a scout report on Josh Doctson, the wide receiver coming out of TCU. Now, he's hailing from Mansfield, Texas, and decided to sign with Gary Patterson and the Horned Frogs coming out of high school. Definitely was a great pick, especially with his productive seasons for the past 2 years. Now, his first 3 seasons weren't so well. Now, he did have just under 400 yards as a freshman, and then as a sophomore, he actually redshirted and then came back in 2013, where he had 440 yards receiving. It wasn't until Coach Gary Patterson decided to hire Sonny Kernby and Doug Meacham as the offensive coordinators for the Horned Frogs offense, which definitely helped out Josh Doctson's career blossom in the last 2 seasons. Now, in 2014, he had over 1,000 yards receiving with 65 receptions, and in this past season, 79 receptions for over 1,300 yards, which was a big year. He actually ended his career as the school's all-time leader in receiving yards, as well as most receiving yards in a game with 267. Ended his career pretty well, but the fact that he actually ended the year off with the major injury, missing him for the rest of the season, that was a tough loss for TCU. But he is still a good prospect who had a great workout at the scouting combine. He had a 41-inch vertical jump, a great broad jump, and he definitely showed he had great hands in catching the football. I think he will be back for this upcoming draft as a good early pick. Now, let's talk about his strengths and weaknesses. First, his strengths: definitely has the good height to play the wide receiver at 6'2", and I mentioned that 41-inch vertical. That just shows that he has tall, long arms. He can reach the football easier, and it shows that he has a good radius with that great broad jump, as well as the vertical jump, which shows his explosiveness. And he did run a 4.5 40 at the scout combine, coming back from a knee injury, showing that he's just fine. He'll be just fine for the upcoming season in the National Football League. Now, he definitely is a tough player. He runs with toughness, and he has a strong, stiff arm and trying to break tackles and extend the play as far as getting more yards after contact. He's very unselfish. He's a dependable player and a hard worker, a team player who is willing to block for Aaron Green, who had a decent season for over 1,200 yards on the ground. And Josh Doctson did help out at the receiving corps as far as his blocking. He still needs to do a little bit better job, but I think it's still a good enough job. I will give him some credit as a decent blocker, and he definitely creates a little bit of space in his routes, particularly in the sideline. He works really well in the sideline. Now, as far as his weaknesses, though, he is coming back from a knee injury, so that is a little bit of a concern from scouts. But he had a great workout, like I said, so I think the scouts is definitely go overlooking that knee injury. He should be fine for the upcoming season. Now, I mentioned that he works really well in the sideline as far as sideline catches, but he struggles a little bit, and he's a little bit soft in the middle of the field. So he needs to do a better job as far as his route running in the middle of the field. Does a good job as far as slants, flats and outs, due to the fact that he did come of a spread offense at TCU, which is a little bit of a scare, but it's only more of a scare if you're a quarterback. Wide receivers just need to work on as far as their route running, and I think he has the ability to do so. He was actually a threat every week of this past season, and teams knew that the ball was going to go his direction for Trevon Boykin, and he still was very productive. Despite the fact that he did miss the remainder of the season with that knee injury, but he will be just fine. Now, with this all being said, I see him as a late first rounder, at worst a second rounder of this year's draft. I'm looking at teams like Cincinnati, as well as possibly if New England tries to go up to in the first round. They highly doubt that, but teams like them, Cincinnati or even Seattle, they can use a wide receiver in the late first round, or if not, I think he would definitely be picked in the second round, but we will see. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys will be in a couple minutes. I have more blogs for today. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.